Hello, welcome to another episode of Fairly Average, where we talk geek, pop culture, and whatever else interesting in the world. Today, we're gonna get fat, because it is Fat Tuesday, and we're getting fat with a PH.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, so...
I feel sorry for the people that listen to that. Because I had to listen to it, and I feel bad.
Damn, it's been a while. I'm a little rusty. So it's me, Joss, your favorite fuck up with Cesar Reyes, and our adorable co-host, Isaac.
Yeah. If you talk about Lady Gaga more than 3 times during the podcast, I will kick you out.
Oh my god, Gaga.
The tensions are running high.
She's taking over. She is literally taking over. Can we just talk about that for a second? Let's just start off with that. Did you guys see the Super Bowl? We all saw the Super Bowl. Ugh. So straight. Anyways, I saw the Super Bowl for one reason, and that was for Gaga.
Just Gaga.
Just Gaga.
Not even the halftime show.
Fuck the halftime show.
Halftime show was better.
No, Gaga actually had more views than the halftime show. She had 10 million more views because people honestly lost interest in football, or they probably forgot when the halftime show was, or didn't know, and so they didn't get to see it. But yeah, she had 110 million views. It's the most watched national anthem ever sang. They're
past Whitney?
Well, they're ranking her as number 2 because no one can beat Whitney Houston when it comes to singing.
That's
so,
true.
You know what? I love Whitney Houston. She totally deserves it. I cry every time I hear her rendition of the national anthem, and it makes me proud to be an American.
I cry every time.
Yeah. So, anyways,
and Lady Gaga.
Back to you. Gaga.
You lost my interest when you started talking more Gaga.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. She had the weird hair and the weird suit. She sang beautifully.
I loved the internet memes that came out of it. What was it? 11 different things that Gaga looks like?
Or when you gotta sing the national anthem and then host the Hunger Games.
So true. There was a whole list, and 2 of my favorites where she looked like Dragon from Shrek, which she absolutely did. And another one was kind of weird. It's she looked like a slice of pizza. Kind of agreed.
Yeah, it's great. I love them.
Oh, she looked like a lobster too.
A little bit, yeah.
I can see that.
But it was the redness, you know. Mm-hmm. She had the press-on blue nails.
She did.
Sparkly, glittery. No one noticed she was wearing 2 different shoes.
She was.
Yeah. It was an American flag, actually. One had the stars and stripes. The one had stars. The other had the stripes.
That's so Gaga.
It was custom made by Gucci, which that's just amazing in itself. I mean, getting custom anything by Gucci is...
I love how he only nerds out about Gaga, on this podcast.
Gaga and fashion, oh my god, custom made Gucci, excuse me. I only wear things designed by Kanye West. Yeezy season is approaching.
Yeezy season?
Yeezy season.
Yeezy Boost!
Yeah, the Yeezy Boost. He's a
hot mess.
He collaborates with Gucci and maybe I can't say it in French terms because I'm not a fancy fashion guy, but Hermes or whatever, Hermes. Herman. Yeah. See, I knew he would know.
Exactly, he knows everything.
The only I'm only high cultured when it comes to food and wine. I'd wear T-shirts and Nikes.
Unfortunately.
Because I'm from the streets.
And it's fine, though, on this podcast, because no one's going to see us. I can't begin to stress how thankful I am that we're just, a bunch of weirdos that get to sit around in, our pajamas.
Yeah, so no one wants to see that bun.
Yeah, my top bun? Yeah, it's called a messy bun.
It's messy.
Yes. So let's get into it. So let's see what we're we going to talk about today.
We got started on Gaga. Might as well go to the Super Bowl in general.
Of course. Okay. So we all saw the halftime show. That's all we were really interested in. At least Isaac and I.
No, actually, I was just interested in Gaga. However, I did also watch the halftime show.
How about that?
Bruno Mars is 5'2". He is a tiny human being.
Yes, he definitely is.
He's up to, Beyonce shoulders. Mm-hmm. That's nuts.
I think Coldplay was a wonderful opening act for Beyonce. And how'd you guys feel about that performance?
I thought it was... Why... They were marketed as, the thing, like Coldplay's performing and Beyonce and Bruno Mars, but it turned out to be like more Beyonce and Bruno.
Mostly Beyonce.
Mostly Bey.
Honestly, it felt like it wasn't last year's performance, but the performance before that.
2 or 3 years ago.
It felt exactly like that. She had the big fire. She was dressed up in black. She had her hair golden and wavy like that.
But the good thing about this time around, she performed her song Formation.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Her background,
it was more of a statement, definitely, than
her
the
backup
previous.
dancers were dressed as, Black Panthers, like from like the
which is something a lot of people didn't get at first.
Yeah, and every single one of them killed it, which I think is amazing.
Oh yeah,
and the great thing about this Super Bowl is that it made 2 really big statements.
Yeah.
It was definitely like an LGBT movement kind of thing, and it also had like the Black Lives Matter movement.
Is like that Coldplay song like a big gay anthem or
no.
what?
He went up to the audience member and said, "You can be whoever you want, love whoever you want," and then they had a rainbow flag.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
no,
a lot of it was
I was
rainbow.
aware of the rainbowness. I didn't know if like the song had a particular context or not.
I don't think that, like, in particular, that, like, their main song that's out right now is about, like, it's specifically about, like, gay issues, but I think, like, their entirety of their career, they've dealt with, like, being yourself, expressing yourself.
They have a very large gay fan base.
Yeah. So it's like Selena Gomez, for instance, she doesn't like put out music that's specifically like about being lesbian because she's not lesbian, but she has a huge LGBT following, especially lesbian following, which is cool.
Digger.
Yeah. And so she's aware of that, and sometimes she'll like pander certain things or, do certain videos or performances to that like audience. And that's cool. That's great when a performer knows their audience. I just think it's funny that Coldplay was like the headliner, the one they announced, and to be honest, they were just a background thought.
Do we know if Coldplay paid to perform there? I know last year Katy Perry did.
Ugh.
That was pretty sad, but
that's sad. But I guess if you have the pockets, yeah, that would explain like the weirdness of having like Beyonce, Bruno, and Coldplay.
Maybe Coldplay paid,
and
they paid Beyonce and Bruno.
Yeah. I was thinking,
but I don't know if that's how it happened this year.
Chris Martin just wanted a crouch walk on the 50-yard line.
Yeah, which is weird because he's British and it's like an American sport. But I'm not,
their football is completely different.
Football.
I think Coldplay was a strange choice because when I think of like who has performed at the halftime shows, it's usually performers with a big established like persona with like a couple like albums under their belt that have been there a while and they're pretty just established.
And they perform.
Yeah, they're artsy, like, they're, like as you said, performance.
Yeah, Katy Perry, like, rode a dragon or some shit. And then, like, it's all, like, big performances. And then Coldplay had, like, a cool, like, light-up stage. But then they just played like it was a concert. Then Beyonce came out and it was, like, fire and big choreography. And then
thick women.
Yes.
Right, Caesar?
Yep, damn straight. And then Bruno Mars came out, and then, Bruno Mars did his thing of, look, I'm like MC Hammer and Michael Jackson.
What do you guys think about his trash bag wear?
I love it.
It was interesting.
I feel like it should have been a little more form-fitting, maybe different material.
Just, show up the goods a little.
Yeah, just a little bit. It looked a little, loose.
Yeah, it was weird. But he did his thing, his thing being like, look at me, I'm like these people. His aesthetic when it comes to performance is not entirely original, but that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But for the 50th Super Bowl halftime show,
they should have gotten someone much more spectacular.
I think the NFL really messed up. They should have asked Beyonce to perform as the main person.
Again?
2 years ago, they should have gave it to Coldplay. Or 3 years ago, however long ago it was.
10 years ago.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
I don't know, maybe...
I think Isaac's real answer, what he wanted to say, is they should have asked Lady Gaga to perform.
She's going to be there next year. That's okay. I feel it in my heart.
She wouldn't have something as important to say as Beyonce did. Let's be honest.
Well, she's putting out a new album this year, so it'll be perfect timing for her to do it next year. She's always going to have like a message, you know, as far as her LGBT fans go. And let's be honest, who buys music? You know?
People without without access to torrent sites.
So let's quickly dive into Formation.
Literally. Yeah. That's her song name.
Let's get into Formation.
Oh yeah, interesting. Just a sidebar about the performance. Besides like things people didn't get, like, oh wow, they're dressed as Black Panthers. They also like formed an X as they in Formation, like Malcolm X.
They did the fist,
and they
the power
did
fist.
The fist. Yes.
Thank you for sharing the obvious.
Oh, I'm sorry, Miss didn't get that they were dressed as Black Panthers.
I did, but I also was more... Never mind, we're not going to get into this couple argument.
Can we talk about how they had like that one pantyhose legging? I thought that was great.
I know. I love that Beyonce put all her dancers in like booty shorts. Like they were short, but like they're booty shorts, but she's like, I'm wearing the underwear.
Yeah.
She had to show just a little bit more thigh.
Can we talk about the video a little bit?
Yeah, no, that's what I wanted to dive in. Okay.
My God.
So did we all see the video?
Yes.
I heard the song and didn't see the video.
Okay.
Yeah, if you get New Orleans and Alabama, you make Texas Bama. Yeah, I saw the video. It was great.
There's a lot of different imagery. There's like a touch on Katrina, a touch on
I think it was a large portion of it was on Katrina.
Yeah, and then there was also on police brutality. There was imagery of her in a sinking cop car. There
was imagery of her wearing like an outfit from like the 1800s, which I'm assuming was relating back to like slavery times. I mean, obviously it was. I cannot 100% sure like if she was like trying to present herself as a strong woman and like wear this gown to say I can wear it too, or if she was trying to be like, hey, we were oppressed. I'm not 100% sure on that, but either way, it was fabulous.
And scattered throughout the video, Beyonce is portraying, I feel like, very different time eras and different like aspects of Black culture, which is really interesting. Because you don't see music videos touching on those things, especially videos that belong to people of color. And so it's like refreshing, especially combined with like the lyrics to that video.
I won't lie, like when I first saw it, I was like, oh wow, she really went there. And then I felt myself almost feeling uncomfortable. But then I realized the message behind this is supposed to make you feel uncomfortable. Yeah. So you can realize that there is a real issue that still hasn't been taken care of. Racism is not over. So it's just kind of, it's really great that she was able to put that out.
I think Beyonce was really like one of the like really only musicians that could do this. That'll have some reach, because number one, like as much as, like rap music and other thing has been talking about these sorts of things for like a while, Beyonce reaches a lot more people and she has the money to do it. Like, I'm sure, like, a major label did not sign off on the budget for it. Like, I'm sure, like, EMI or whoever, like, whatever label wasn't like, yeah, let's make this, like, slavery video. But that doesn't make money.
The really cool thing, too, is she's still able to, like, mix, like, a dance choreography to it.
Oh, yeah.
Which is, I mean, you can't get that in a rap video. You can't rap and then, like, have cool choreography and then still teach a lesson. It's kind of like, it's hard to do because just the aesthetics and it's a different type of music.
Oh, yeah. Nothing to mention about, the dances or whatever. But Beyonce's always been kind of like, sort of like subtly like with the times. I mean, a lot of her songs are basically like about like being a strong, independent woman who's in charge of her own sexuality, but still, loves her man, ugly ass Jay-Z.
Agreed.
Okay, on the side note, did you guys see that one picture where it says when you marry to Jay-Z for so long, you start looking like him. And there's a picture where they like froze Beyonce's performance at the halftime show. She looks a little bit like Jay-Z.
Oh no!
It made me really sad that they did that.
It's true though. Like if you do live with someone long enough, you start mimicking their facial expressions and kind of looking like them.
I'm sorry, Jay-Z.
He is ugly. I'm sorry. Blue Ivy's not that cute. Northwest forever.
Northwest.
I know you shouldn't pit people against each other.
Blue Ivy in the music video formation.
She was in there.
She's growing up to be beautiful, so that's
she's gonna have those lips forever.
Northwest is cuter though.
Northwest is cute.
I want to see what they grow up to be like. If they're gonna be business ladies, engineers, like
I hope they're like the president of the universe, Like I want them to be dominating everything and everyone.
Oh yeah, they're gonna be
they're like
strong kids, definitely.
They're celebrity royalty for sure.
Oh yeah. I mean, who's hired?
Suri Cruz? Nah.
Who? Isn't she like 30 now?
Suri Cruz? No.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
I mean,
I know who that is, but I don't care who that is.
That's positing a very interesting question. Like, how will these kids of like strong like black celebrities come out? Like, how will they navigate the world? Mm-hmm. It's very interesting.
Blue Ivy's going to be, a very powerful black lady with like her own perspective, like through her parents, and then there's
with hope.
Yeah, then there's Northwest, who comes from a very blended, mixed family, which is so cool. And she's definitely like a celebrity kid pioneer. No, she is.
Her fashion is on point.
Yeah, her fashion is on point. She's for
her eyebrows.
Her
eyebrows are also on point.
Kanye dresses her.
That child is like the spirit animal.
Yeezy season 4 apparently is all going to be children's clothes.
Are we talking about Yeezus again?
Well, Yeezy season is fashion.
It's awful. Let's not talk about Kanye because Kanye's a mess. He said Bill Cosby is innocent.
Yeah,
he's an interesting person.
Yeah, he is. It was one tweet, and he says weird things on Twitter all the time that he like takes down or apologizes for. He's a person who's very like says what he's thinking.
Didn't he get his finger in his butt or something like that?
Yeah,
by Amber Rose.
Yeah, Amber Rose. In response to him saying, "I own your child," to Wiz Khalifa, which is great. I think Amber Rose is like, "Oh, but I put my fingers in your butt." What? It's like, who cares? Man can have fingers in his butt. It's 2016.
I would have respected more if you owned up to it and been like, it's fun.
But Kanye was like, fingers have never been in my butt for like, but that's that has to do with thoughts on thoughts like Amber Rose, number one.
No, just like thoughts in general.
Yeah. Amber Rose is not a great person.
I actually really like Amber Rose.
Amber Rose uses I think she kind of uses feminism a bit, because oh, Amber Rose slut walk. Oh, I'm not a slut. It's just like what people say to me. But you were the guy that was like, but you like fingers in your butt, haha. It's like, it's kind of a hoe defending herself from being a hoe, but then calling other people hoes. Whatever.
I don't know. I like Amber Rose.
Bald-headed hood rat. She's
Amber Rose for president.
She's
Fuck
fine,
Kanye.
I mean, between Amber Rose and Kanye for president, I'd rather move.
Well, let's be honest. Amber Rose is far more mentally stable than Kanye West.
Kanye West. Like, oh, that's Yee. And I put his wife's initials on my Twitter. Bro, first of all, you stole your whole shit from Cudi. Second, your first single was corny as fuck and most thereafter. Khalifa dished out a few tweets in response. Oh.
Wow, way to know that you're...
And she is citing Billboard.com just for, copyright infringement reasons.
Yeah. Was Khalifa talked to Kanye about Kanye using the word, using Waves as the title of his album.
We're talking about Kanye now.
Because a currently incarcerated rapper named Max B kind of pioneered the use of the term wavy.
I thought that was like Mr. Waves or something like that. There's a song called like Waves by like Robin something.
Yeah.
Slowly drifting away.
But what Wiz Khalifa was talking about.
Drifting away.
It's the only wave I know.
Kanye got, and then there was a misunderstanding about the use of the initials KK. And then Kanye was basically like...
Isaac used KK tonight. Are you coming? Are you home? Yep. KK. Yeah. He really meant Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
Yeah, he really meant Kim Kardashian.
Get at him, Kanye.
Yeah.
No, don't. No.
Whatever. This story isn't even worth it. Yeah. Just, go look it up on the internet.
Amber Rose is only famous because me. I own your child.
Oh, my God.
That was hilarious.
These are horrible things to say.
Hashtag Wiz wears cool pants.
So, he'd go from being nice to, being, mean.
Yeah. One time you were, one of the tweets was literally, one time I saw you with a picture with cool pants, so I screen grabbed it and sent it to my style team. Hashtag Wiz wears cool pants.
So weird. And followed thereafter by, oh, don't be coming at me, I'm the reason you have a kid, therefore I own your kid.
Oh my God.
Which is kind of sad.
Oh, but it's great.
But in all honesty, this is just celebrity garbage. It's not even, enticing. I'm not growing from this as a person.
You're right.
Not learning anything.
This is true.
Anyways.
This doesn't affect our pop culture. This is just fun shit.
I mean, it does. It affects my pop culture because it was amazing.
This isn't going to have any mass effect. This isn't going to change the world. It's just funny.
Oh, it changed my life forever.
But what was trending, fingers up the butt, for a while?
Oh, God, yeah.
It was funny.
Yeah, things involving, again, stupid, it's basically sort of gay shaming or whatever.
It is.
Yeah,
or
butt people that
butt stuff shaming,
anal.
Maybe this could be a platform to talk about male heterosexual anal sex.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to be gay to like butt stuff.
Yeah, you don't have to be gay to buy a dildo and use one, right?
No. It's scientifically,
it doesn't have to be shaped as a penis. It can be
just a rod thing.
It can be a butt plug with a magic 8 ball.
It could be a lightsaber.
It could be a vibrator.
It could be a butt plug with a magic 8 ball at the end of it. You shake it up and it says...
No.
Caesar's saying that because he saw that on the internet.
And it was terrible.
Are you on the wrong side of the internet again?
I'm always
No, he was on the right side. He was looking for that. Just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm always on the wrong side.
People shouldn't be shamed for their... needs and their desires and their sexual activity.
It's 2016, kids.
However, you should also not claim kids that are not your own. That is the moral of the story.
To quote someone that I knew, don't yuck someone else's yum.
Exactly.
Unless you own their children.
Speaking of
don't
children,
claim them.
Children's toys.
Oh.
Barbie.
So we go from sex toys to kids' toys. Whoa.
Well, Barbie was the original sex doll, so I guess that makes sense.
True. It's true.
And if you try hard enough, you can use a Barbie as a sex toy.
Now, if you guys don't know about this, you've probably been living under a rock because this comes straight from Mattel. It's
or they're an adult and don't really know too much about children's toys anymore.
I feel like you'd still know about this.
I don't know.
More or less.
It's such a big move. It hasn't happened in the last, however long Barbie has been, alive. 60 years?
I don't know.
She hasn't had any major changes.
The last time I heard about Barbie was the time they made an Oreo Barbie, and there was an African-American doll. So there's controversy about that. The last thing I ever heard about, Barbie the doll.
We talked about how in the Mossimo Barbie commercial, there was that little boy in the commercial calling Barbie fabulous. So, I guess that's progressive. Toys are toys. Yeah. They're not gender rolled.
Mattel slowly inching its way into progressiveness.
But so let's just get back into it. So what's going on is that Barbie has just been relaunched, and now you can buy her in I believe 4 different body sizes, something like regular, petite, curvy, tall.
Okay, well, that automatically just kind of brings up some awareness. Is regular?
Or not
what
regular.
What kind of body type is regular?
Well, just whatever. I'm not sure if that's what they're called. Don't quote me.
The traditional...
I'm sure they wouldn't write traditional
or
whatever. Just petite, tall.
Yeah.
Shut up. Just shut up.
That'd be great if they called one of the Barbies the thickness.
The thickness.
If we're going regular, I might as well say that, right?
Yeah, thickness Barbie.
Then she also comes with at least 20 different types of hair textures, 22 different eye colors, and she comes with bendy ankles so that we should wear flats or heels.
I didn't know they went all the way with the hair and the eyes too.
They really did.
Yeah. So if you wanna craft like oh god, I'm not even gonna say this, but like a Caesar middle school dream Barbie, like thick Barbie with like blue hair and stuff, you could totally do that.
Blue hair, like a Smurf. It's great.
Oh god, middle school Skippy loved the thick white girls with the weird hair.
I love how we just looked at each other and we're like,
oh god, make it stop.
Too straight, help me, dear God.
Yeah, and it's great too.
Let's just pretend that didn't happen, that corner didn't happen.
Yeah. Okay. We also have Ken dolls like that.
I did not know that till you came over and told me that.
Yeah, they have different heights, different waistlines. I don't know too much if they have the hair color and the eye color too. I'm assuming they would, but I don't know. But yeah, so that's cool.
It's great. Now Kens have all the choices, and so does Barbie. So are they all called Barbie?
Well, yeah. I mean, they're not. I think each doll has an individual name. I think that Barbie has done that. Kind of how they have Ken, and how they have other dolls with different names. But I don't know if the traditional Barbie is still named Barbie, or if they have other Barbies that are named Barbie with different skin, different eyes. I don't know.
Now, on one side, I think this is like a really good move, but obviously it is being done because of money. Like, their stocks have dropped drastically in the last couple of years.
Children aren't playing with toys, they're playing with iPads.
Exactly. No, it's true. And, like, the toys that they are getting, they're getting more along lines that are, like, things that are more, like, imaginative and creative and, like, Monster High dolls are very popular.
Yeah,
or like
Legos and Connects, or like one of the biggest like market shares for like kids stuff today is Minecraft, which is like a PC or now Xbox and stuff video game, which is basically like really imaginative Legos.
Yeah.
As long as you're playing with Barbies and not Slender Man, I'm okay with that.
Oh, like stabbing their friends?
Yeah. Then, instead of stabbing your friends, accept your friends for who they are and get a Barbie that looks just like them.
And stab those.
Stab those instead.
Oh, God. That's so sad. That gives me the creeps, that story. Go look it up on the internet. We're not going to dive into that. So, it brings up the thing, like, yeah, it's kind of sad that they're doing this because of money, but then, like, everybody, like, whores themselves out at some point, especially in business.
Changes change no matter how, like, kicking and screaming they had to be dragged into it.
Yeah, what I would like to see is an actual Barbie commercial, not a Mosimo brand, but Barbie have kids, just like a bunch of kids, all genders, all colors, all sizes, all ages, whatever.
All 7 genders.
Yeah, and like just playing with Barbie. And just like have it be like a thing.
I'm guessing they're probably going to be rolling that out soon. They just like announced these new Barbies. I have so many questions in regards to like the practicality of them, because like now they said like not all the Barbies are going to fit in the same clothes. Like there's like 2 different types of sizes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
maybe
that's profit. Yeah, that's so good.
They'll probably do like a Build-A-Bear kind of thing where you can go online, customize your own Barbie.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because it wouldn't be, like, how practical would it be to, like, go into a Walmart or Target and, like, try to get all these clothes? Like,
does Barbie have, a changing room to try the clothes on? Like, how does that work, too? Like,
that'd be fantastic.
I don't know, like...
that's another thing. They can charge to use their changing rooms for your Barbie.
How do you customize it? Like, what if you're short,
try
but
to put
have long
thick
hair?
Barbie in, like, regular Barbie's pants and, like, have that struggle all women go through of trying to get the jeans over the butt.
Too real.
Oh my god.
But there's also...
I hope I believe there's a subreddit with gifs of that, but don't quote me on that.
But there's... why is he being so creepy tonight?
I don't know what to say.
I wish I could edit him out of this podcast right now. Just like, bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia.
Also, you're ruining my train of thought. God damn it. Okay, so what I was going to say is, like, there are some, like, criticisms of this. Not only because it's, like, a for-profit thing that they're doing, but also that Barbie essentially is still looking the same. Like, she's still a pretty face. Like, and she still has a very similar face. Like, they're not getting new facial features, really.
That's the one thing.
Yeah,
sex sells. Beautiful people sell.
Yeah,
that's just our society.
If they did like a different races sort of thing.
I've seen a Barbie doll. It was an experimental doll where they actually had no facial features. You actually had to add the eyes. You could add acne marks and scars and freckles. But people assumed this doll was a joke. They like legitimately thought, "Hey, this is hilarious. Let's put pimples on our doll's butt," you know. And so it didn't catch on. So that face is really, really marketable, and so they have to keep it. They can't change it. If they change it, people are going to think it's a joke. Yeah, and then their stocks are going to drop even more.
I think they could go as far as kind of
3 eyebrow shapes. Like super arched bitch eyes.
Like Chola from the 90s kind of styles.
Sad eyebrows.
And then one brow.
Like skin tone and facial features.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, skin tones is a thing that they're doing. It's not like these are all white dolls. These are...
No, but again, there's the weird, like vaguely racist thing of just, this is white Barbie's face, just darker skin.
It was weird. I went Black Friday shopping at Target. Mm-hmm. I went to the doll section looking for toys to buy for kids for Christmas. That sounded weird, but I had a child to shop for.
To lure them into my van.
It was a family member. Anyhow, I saw that all the Barbies were on sale. Mm-hmm. However, there was only black Barbies that were left behind. And Ken dolls. Mm-hmm. All the white Barbies, the blonde hair, blue eyes, they're all gone. They're all sold out.
And it happens, and that's like a cultural thing that we all need to work on. And I'm not sure if this Barbie change up is going to alleviate it or if it's been so ingrained. Because, just an example for myself, growing up, my mom wanted to get me the white one all the time, and or Teresa. And Teresa's like the Latino one. And, both of them were cool, but for some reason, I always wanted Christy, the black doll. I thought Christy was so pretty because she'd have, big, furrowy hair. And that kind of reminded me of my type of hair because Teresa had straight hair. And I was like, I feel like I relate to Christy because she has big hair and I have big hair. And then my mom was like, no, you don't want that one. She doesn't look like you. And I was like, but I want her. She's so pretty. And she's like, no, you want the blonde one. She's pretty. And, my mom unconsciously, was saying something.
Yeah, and that's, I guess, when you think about it, that's the one good thing that can come out of it. Yeah. My goal is, I don't know if I'll ever have children, however, if I do, I would love for them to grow up knowing that there's people like them who have been successful, and even though it's a little cliche, maybe they can look up to a Barbie who looks just like them. And, because Barbie does, a bunch of careers, right? Yeah. She's, that's a great role model, I guess. Mm-hmm. Having, career-driven dolls that look like kids. And, maybe that'll be a positive thing. I
mean, dolls and stuff have always... kids' toys are always kind of, putting in their... toys are for kids to imagine things. Yeah. So, you give a kid a doll, and they're like, this doll's a scientist. And they're like, cool, awesome, scientists are cool. Or, put a cowboy hat on a kid. He's like, yeah, cowboys are cool. No one's a cowboy anymore. But the point still stands. It makes them kind of think about, the future in a weird way. Because how many kids, there are adults there that are doing, that have had, passions ingrained in them since they were kids.
I've pretty much always known that I wanted to be some type of artist or designer or work in something creative. Mm-hmm. And that's shown up a lot in, my playtime. When I had dolls, I didn't have Barbie so much, but I had my scene dolls. And, it's
the same thing, though, isn't it?
Pretty much.
Doesn't Barbie make that?
By Mattel, yeah. Yeah. And they'd have crazy storylines. My personal doll was, a I think she was a half Latina, half black girl. Again, big curly hair. She was dating like a white guy. She's dating the guy set aside for the Barbie girl, and they had like a little like mixed relationship thing. But they were in like abusive relationship. But she was
you were a child.
I know.
You were a child.
She was a designer, and she had a temper, and she like physically abused him because he was like a drug dealer.
This is like on point.
Okay,
and like she'd go to her friend to go see
hour.
like no. My sister like had like the same kind of dolls, and she had her own pairing going on. And her friend, like Madison's friend, was like setting to be a therapist, and she'd like sit down and talk with them and say, "Why are you feeling like that? How can I help you? Violence is never the answer." And that'd be me and my sister hanging out.
Oh, Jesus!
I had a similar thing growing up. I used to play with G.I. Joes. Mm-hmm. The thing is, I never related to them. I didn't want to be in like any type of military anything.
Yeah.
So I used to use my sister's like Barbie clothes, and I would make them whatever I wanted to. And it sucks because I didn't really feel like I actually was able to like relate to any toys growing up.
Yeah.
And I feel like if a kid has some type of role model, it can help them kind of maybe guide what they want to do when they grow up. I know this sounds really cheesy, but it can be, it could be like a form of like to kind of express themselves almost. And I feel like if a toy can do that, then that's great. So I give Barbie 1.5 thumbs up. The other half is kind of down because I know that they're totally in this just for the money. However,
But here's the other question that was brought up, or like the other controversy. Even though we have like 4 new body types, they're all based around an hourglass shape. As we all know, there's different kinds of bodies. Mm-hmm. Women have so many different types of bodies, and they're focusing on one body type just in a different size. Mm-hmm. And some people are saying this isn't far enough because what about women that carry a lot of their weight in their stomach or have really broad shoulders? Like, how do we accommodate them?
Just looking from the lens of like a toy maker who's got to have like injection molds of things, which is boring but business. Like you have to keep it like kind of contained.
You can't have hundreds of body types because it would be kind of almost impossible to do.
Yeah, it would be impossible. It would be impossible to like stock, to keep track of everything. It'd be like too much of everything, and like that's the sad part, of course, because like little girls who or maybe who look a bit different. I mean, that's sad for them, but like that and the fact that again, Matata to be like probably drag kicking and screaming into this far, like it sucks.
Yeah, I think this is a good step forward.
Yeah,
I think I'm not gonna say that that's the next step. I think the next step is maybe doing like how like Build-A-Bear does it, where you can go online and order your own doll. That's probably their next step. Yeah. And then after that, maybe if that's profitable, they'll add more body types, more more stuff just to be able to choose from. Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, it's a good step in the right direction.
I think Barbie will be around for a really long time. If like American Girl exists and they charge a hella amount, then I truly believe Barbie can make it.
Oh, yeah, well, Barbie has things going for it in that it's like an American staple at this point. Like, it's mm-hmm. Barbie. Like, I've never played with a Barbie doll in my life, and I know exactly what she looks like. Mm-hmm.
But she won't be looking like that anymore. Oh, yeah. Barbie has a new face. Like, Barbie is everybody now.
Barbie's face has changed from when it first came out, too.
I mean, yeah.
So change is just inevitable. It's just a product of its time. Unfortunately, they can't make a doll that looks like individually like every single child. However, maybe we can fund that where you go to school and you get a doll that looks just like you. Maybe that could be a thing. Maybe someone come up with a weird machine that can do that and make lots of money.
Those are 3D printers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and that would actually be a good way into getting people kids into like
building.
Yeah, into like STEM stuff.
Yeah.
Like science, technology, engineering, math.
And if you're a lonely child and you have no friends, grab your doll and say, hey, my doll wants to be friends with your dolls. And now, boom, you have friends. Yeah. Now everyone's being more socialized. There's more communication.
But what if they're like, my Barbie is taller than your Barbie? Or like, your Barbie's too thick.
And then we put them through a class where they learn about how to appreciate.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Or we could also fund a class that puts those little bratty kids in a place where they can appreciate other body types by sitting them down and watching like a film that like ingrains that everybody's perfect kind of a way. You know?
Or like the 5th grade video they made you watch about puberty.
Oh god,
kind of like that, but not so much.
Okay, skinny white girls: Tracy, Stacy, Leanna, Gwendolyn.
Yeah.
You're going to sit in this classroom, watch Beyonce videos until you can appreciate other body types. Damn
but
it.
You know what? To be honest, I don't think it's children. I think children learn from their parents.
Of course.
I think kids are mean because they don't understand the implications and ramifications of their behavior, and they just pretty much absorb everything like from their environment. And it's not kids that are actively doing that to hurt other people. It's around them.
God help the parents, because I know we can't.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of things. It's their parents, it's environments, it's the fact that just people in general tend to tribe up because we're people, and that's what people do.
Or how people don't think racism exists. It's not a problem.
You know, people get into their tribes and they're like, we all look the same. That's awesome. Those people look different. They're not that awesome. That's unfortunately kind of a fact of life.
That's like a huge portion of our country.
To summarize this, like Barbie, Mattel, good job. You still have a lot more to do. Let's see if this lasts.
Make some Ray toys, you bastards.
Please. Also,
I was in Target the other day and there was like a pack of like 3 good Star Wars people, 3 bad Star Wars people. It was Kylo Phasma, which is nice,
but
and random bad guy, and it was Poe, Finn.
I love how he's getting on this tangent. Like, just stop.
Okay, Target has these like pool toys that sink. And they look like Star Wars dildos. And I just wanted to say that. And I think that's great. And
we're going to edit that out because it brought nothing to the table.
It's just, that's all I think of when I think of Star Wars.
Your rant about Rey also brought nothing to the table. We've discussed this.
I think they have that character as a Star Wars
dildo. Question. No.
I'm trying to say something, okay?
I don't want to hear it anymore.
They had Finn, Poe, and fucking Chewbacca. They'd rather have a furry, like, a furry rug person than a fucking woman in their brand thing.
That's true.
That's terrible.
It's awful.
And she's not, like, and she's a movie star, so they can't even use that she's a person of color or ugly. She's a pretty white lady. Make fucking dolls of her. End to end.
Well, now we can make a Barbie that looks just like Rey.
I don't know who Rey is, but yes.
From Star Wars. The Star Wars girl.
Star Wars girl.
I don't know. You see, their marketing sucks. I didn't even know that they had her in that movie.
God.
It's a sad world.
Question. You know Barbie Ken and Barbie, like, real life Barbie and real life, like, Ken?
Oh, yeah.
Are they
the human Barbie and the human Ken.
Are they dying a little inside now that they're not, like, the epitome of what Barbie is?
I hope so.
Because now they can say they're, like, standard Barbie and standard Ken.
Or as you call them, regular.
Regular Ken. I'm not sure what they're calling them, okay?
I think both of them have psychological issues that they really need to work out on, and it's probably not a joke, and it's probably...
It's not a joke, but I'm wondering if they're okay, like, how they're taking the news of...
It's kind of a joke.
You know... Like that one guy who wanted to make himself look like Justin Bieber, he committed suicide. It's kind of a sad topic.
It's very sad.
It's, you know...
Well, he was also like a failed musician and stuff, no?
He's a failed Justin Bieber.
This is too sad. I can't end it on this.
Yeah.
So really quickly, we've discussed Barbie. Let's discuss something that's coming up this week. It's Valentine's Day, and we have 2 big openings.
Whoa.
Probably one.
That's so sexual.
Probably none that you're gonna see, Isaac. Probably one that you're gonna see.
He's not gonna see the big opening.
The big opening.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Hey, you don't know my personal life.
Zoolander 2 and Deadpool. If you had to go see one,
I would see Deadpool.
Deadpool.
I hear it's at least kind of funny.
Mm-hmm. Are you gonna see Deadpool?
Yes.
Are you gonna see Deadpool?
No.
You look like an avocado had sex with an older avocado.
That's exactly my feelings on you.
Oh. We went there.
Okay, thick Mexican Barbie.
I have nothing to say about Deadpool.
That's nothing insulting.
But I do have to say Zoolander. I just saw the previews, and it just makes me very sad.
I feel like they shouldn't have touched it. I think it was like a good standalone funny thing.
Yeah.
Ben Stiller
like Dumb and Dumber shouldn't have ever happened again.
They should have never made Dumb and Dumber the first one.
I personally don't like it, but
and if they were going to make a sequel, they could have made it like 10 years ago, like when it was still relevant.
Yeah, that's true. But Ben Stiller and
Owen Wilson.
Yeah, Owen Wilson. They need money and they don't have any more ideas.
Yeah, they can't make any more like Night at the Museums because like literally nobody goes and sees those.
I love those. Shut up.
No, they're just horrible.
I would honestly probably care more about Vince Vaughn and Luke Wilson, like Wedding Crashers 2, than Zoolander 2. But that's just like.
But then
barely.
that gets kind of sad.
But that's
I don't want to be ageist. But, it's like...
That could actually, make things, if they, bring it, a little more, a little less comedy and a little more, these are, 40-year-old dudes still crashing weddings. That could be an interesting story.
That'd be weird. How about Coming to America, too?
Eddie Murphy's not funny anymore.
He hasn't been funny for at least a decade.
He's gone the Adam Sandler route.
Yeah,
I actually like Adam Sandler.
Oh,
if you like his new movies, you're a terrible person.
He's gotten very, very, very sad.
No, he was good, but his movies now are basically okay, what vacation can I get paid for now?
Yeah.
It's sad.
And he's always trying to be like the machismo character, and it doesn't work for him. And no.
It's very offensive material. Sometimes I feel like, I don't know. I still think it's funny. I could watch
Jack and Jill, oh, haha, he has this ugly
twin sister, and she's stupid, I guess. I don't know. I
didn't see that movie because I value my brain cells.
Yeah.
But Deadpool, what are you excited about? Since we're clearly not excited about Zoolander 2. I'm going to wait for that.
I will say one thing about that. How they entered Prada fall 2015.
Mm-hmm.
Unannounced, just out of nowhere. I thought that was really great marketing.
Yeah. That was good.
Other films should take that into consideration when they're doing, their promo. They have really good promos as far as that one. Everything else sucks.
I think both of them have actually had really good promo.
I was gonna say Zoolander's strength is only in its marketing, but
because
Deadpool is a
they also featured Zoolander on the cover of Vogue. It was Ben Stiller with Penelope Cruz, and I think that's hilarious.
Yeah. I think
they're treating him like a real
studio
model.
Paid a lot of money for that.
I'm sure they did, but they're doing their marketing.
But that's a marketing
and it's probably an issue that nobody cared about.
And then Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds starred in the Green Lantern. It was awful, but they decided that they'd have Deadpool on the same movie poster in the same way posed as that Green Lantern character, and everybody picked it up, and it's hilarious.
And they had the kind of rom-com Valentine's Day Deadpool thing where it's just Ryan Reynolds and talking to the love interest in the movie or whatever.
Morena Baccarin.
Oh, God, yes. Don't get me started on Morena Baccarin.
I know, I have a huge crush on her.
The only thing I know about Deadpool is that they have billboards and he's laying on his side and he's all relaxing. That's literally all I know.
Yeah.
And then it's supposed to be a superhero comedy.
And it's a Love Never Dies. Their marketing has been top notch.
It's hilarious.
But if it's funny, I'll go see it. And I think that's what superhero movies are lacking nowadays. Comedy.
Do you want to go see it? This is a public invitation.
You've never seen Guardians of the Galaxy or Ant-Man?
I will have to.
Isaac, will you do me the great, esteemed honor of being my Valentine to, Deadpool?
No, but I will have to think about it if I have time. Maybe I can have my people contact your people. Well, maybe
you have time on Saturday.
No.
And Friday.
I value my time very, very much.
Okay.
So here's the thing: if the good reviews come out, then maybe yes. If it's like lukewarm to okay, then probably not. I want them to be like amazing, like film of the year, like Academy Award winning nomination.
It
kind
might
of
not
acting.
be that, but it might be like top 10 superhero movie maybe. From what I've seen of like the trailers of how they're handling it, they're doing it kind of like perfectly to the character.
And they fought to have this movie higher than a PG-13 because like initially they wanted.
It's rated R?
Yes.
Oh, I'm going.
No, definitely.
Yeah, there probably will be sex. That's always fun.
No, like the character Deadpool is very like unapologetic.
Yeah, he's raunchy. He shoots people in the face.
Wait, is this
makes
Ryan
sex
Reynolds
jokes.
being raunchy?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I
He
don't know if I
talks
want
about
to see that.
chimichangas.
I feel like we already saw that like back in 2005.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I just want to see Van Wilder with guns.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh
That's
my
the
god.
guy.
Oh my god, it's going to be Van Wilder with guns. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I never even thought
And Marina
about that.
Baccarin.
Oh god, Marina Baccarin. Don't get me started on Marina Baccarin.
And yeah.
Any like
Marina Baccarin is the only girl crush of mine Jocelyn approves of.
it's true. Because
She would turn that into a 3-way makeout session.
she was
Oh,
a
TMI.
fabulous
Still in the
space
room.
hooker in Firefly.
Yes, the most fabulous space hooker. And she's been in other stuff, but no one really cares.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
true.
Marina.
True.
He doesn't even know who she is.
Yeah, no one cares about Shamira Brockman.
So, I guess that's about it. Like, happy Valentine's Day, people. Use protection. I can't tell you how many November and October babies there are because of you dirty animals.
Yeah. Yeah, just don't have sex. Don't do it in the missionary position.
February baby,
Don't do it
so I
standing
have
up.
no idea what that means. Like July or some shit?
They were feeling the fireworks.
They were literally in heat because it was hot as fuck.
Oh! And that's how we're going to end this show. Bye, guys.
Bye.